And we're back. Good morning, everybody. So this is the fourth video card that we're testing, which is the famoso 750 Ti 2 GB. And the version I have is bus powered. It's not bus powered. It has a 6-pin. So I assume this has a slight factory overclocked or something. You know, I think I don't know how much of a difference in frames per second though. Maybe a couple more. So everything is factory set, right? I didn't overclock anything. So this is just plug and play. And when you switch video cards, this time I went into device manager and I hit the display adapter and it said VGA display, and then you click on that and it says update driver, and then it updated the driver, and then it shows 750 Ti after about 5 to 10 minutes of crunching. Then I reset the computer, then I went into the game, and then the default graphics settings are 800 by 600, so I changed them to 1080p low everything. So that's where we're at. Let me check the power supply. Q142. Okay, the power supply AC watt meter is showing 142 watts. And right now the GPU is idling at something like 10 watts. And everything is nice and cold right now. So 750 Ti, 34 degrees. GPU is at 53%, which is kind of interesting. On the other cards that we tested, it was less. It was running like in the 30s, right? But I guess these readings will change once we take off. Memory right now is at 1100, and keep in mind the video card only has 2 GB of VRAM, and as we saw in the other video, with the other video cards, once we hit the city, so I start right here on the northern part of the west coast, and then we go southbound, and then we go into the city, and as we go into the city, the VRAM will go up to a little bit over 3,000. So I don't know how the game is going to do, what the game is going to do. When we only have 2 here. I think it's going to start to use some of the system RAM to compensate. At least that's what I'm thinking. And yeah, we'll see if it causes any stutters. I assume if it's causing any stutters, the way we can compensate is to go back into graphics settings, and then we have to drop it down to 720p high or medium to so that you know, because we're using too much VRAM. Or like I said, maybe the computer can handle maybe the system RAM, even though it's running really slow. It's the CPU is Q9550. It's LGA775, 8 gigs of RAM, but the system RAM is really slow, running at DDR2 800. So we'll see what happens. Let me turn on my controller. Controller is set, and as you can see, we're parked right in front of Hookies. Alright, let's see, let the car pass by, and then I'll enter the expressway. Ooh. Okay, here we go. So we're going southbound on the expressway. First few seconds. See, this part of the highway is 2 lanes, it looks like. See ya! Okay, so what are we looking at? Well, that's interesting. Yeah, the video card, this video card doesn't consume a lot of electricity, even though it has a 6-pin. I guess it doesn't really use it. Officially, it's only using what? upper 20s, 30 watts. Yeah, 30 watts, the video card. GPU usage is at 70%. That's kind of interesting. So even with the little 750 Ti, we still can't get 100% usage. Isn't that kind of interesting? So that's kind of funny. Yeah, even with the 750 Ti, we can't get 100% usage. So yeah, GPU usage around what, 60 to 70, and we're only using what, 20 watts now. Yeah, at the very least, you can see that it doesn't require a lot of electricity. Even with an old Core2Quad, it's not consuming that much power. So we're still going southbound. The frames, yeah, the frame graph is good. FPS, 70 frames, 60s. It'll go down as we get closer to the city. Millisecond graph is nice. Normally, what I see in most of these video games and video cards, a normal setting is 16 milliseconds. So, yeah, so that's what we're seeing. So it's operating. Yeah, the FPS and the millisecond graph is operating normally. System RAM is 47. Now the VRAM is running what, 1657. All right, so we're not at the 2000 yet. So let's see what happens as we get into the city and VRAM and the system RAM fills up. Here, let me let's see. When I get into a straightaway, let me check the power supply again. 158. The AC watt meter, I'm showing a reading of 158 watts. So it doesn't require a big power supply. Since we're running 158 watts, I imagine you want at least 180 and over, right? Yeah, 100, basically 160 watts. Yeah, that's very economical. Because like on a modern computer with a big video card, it's normal to see 350 watts. At least that's what I see in my on my i7. Yeah, it's like about 350 watts, and that's with the frame cap. So yeah, modern computers they use up a lot more electricity. Okay, so now we're entering into the city. Let me see the watts. Okay, yeah. All right, 148 watts at the power supply. AC watt meter. Yeah, GPU is only consuming what, 15 watts? That's kind of that's very economical. It's kind of like a laptop almost. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Yeah, because a laptop power supply, a gaming laptop, is like 150 watts. I don't know if you guys are familiar with gaming laptops, but sometimes the power supply brick for a gaming laptop is like 150 watts. It might be a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger than that. So we're entering the city. We're on the expressway now. Let me see the power supply. 145. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's stabilizing at 145 watts. Yeah, it's interesting. It looks like the game sees the video card as only having 2 gigs of RAM, and I guess I was wrong. It's not going to load up the system RAM. That's interesting. So I don't know where is it cutting corners or anything. I guess maybe it doesn't really need it, because in the other video cards it was at 3,000, over 3,000 megabytes with the bigger video cards, and the system RAM was reaching 7,000. So I don't know. Let's keep driving. Let's see if usually I end up the run at the Skyway. That Skyway Bridge, I don't know what they call it in this game, but we'll go there. And then maybe after this card, I think that's all that's enough testing with NVIDIA cards I got. Maybe I'll try out a Radeon card after this one, just to see, give you something else to look at. See ya. Yeah, for driving in this game, it's a lot easier to drive with a controller. Because all you have to do is just hit the gas pedal and the brake pedal, and then the left controller stick is your steering wheel. You just go left and right. I usually don't mess around with the right hand stick, which is the camera view. It's just a lot easier just leaving it with leaving it in the default position. And then in MSI Afterburner, I make these numbers as big as possible, and then I move it around the screen a little bit so I can see. I try to put this millisecond graph right by the car, right, so that the spot right above the car is clear, so I can still see the road, right? So I can still drive, and the numbers are not blocking my view. So I don't know. I've never seen anybody else do that. It's like, I do a bunch of weird stuff that I don't know why. I've never seen anybody do this. Because I don't know about you guys, but I always found it annoying. Like, what, I've seen, like, we all seen this game, like a billion times over and over and over again, and from so many benchmark videos. And I don't know why. Everybody, completely everybody, the MSI screen, for whatever stupid reason, they put it on the corner, one of these corners that's really small, and like, bro, I came to see the benchmarks. I want to see the numbers. I've seen the game already. Like, I don't need to see the game. What I need to see is the MSI readings, so annoying. I don't know, and it's always really small, and then I gotta, like, put it at 720p or 1080p just to read the numbers, because they're just too stupid small, right? So I don't know. Well, hope this guys help you out, that if you find these really old computers, you can still play GTA 5. It's something really special about this game. It's like highly optimized for most computers, that are available out there in the wild. So if you look online, I mean, not just a Core2Quad, but technically I think you can even use a Core2 Duo, but I think you're going to be taking a chance, because you can see in the Core2Quad it's almost at 100% usage of the CPU. So this game really looks like it really wants 4 cores, 4 core, 4 thread. So you know, I assume that if you try to put a Core 2 Duo in here with only 2 cores and 2 threads, that it's going to start to stutter. You know, so I think this is as low as you can, go. As old as you can go and as low as you can go is Core2Quad. You know, I guess it doesn't have to be a Q9550, which was kind of an expensive CPU. There's only one more CPU above this one, so. But yeah, if you find an LJ775 board, look up the serial, look up the motherboard serial number and see if it you can upgrade the CPU to the cheapest Core2Quad, which is the Q9550. And you know, that one's a little bit slower than this computer. I think it only runs at 2000 something. But yeah, as long as it's got those four core, 4 thread, then I think you could still play this game just fine. You know, of course, I guess the FPS is going to be even lower than this, but so what? I mean, look, we got what, 50 frames right now in this heavy section. So yeah, so if you pick up a slower core 2 like a Q66, I imagine you're going to lose a couple frames. You know, maybe 5 frames. I don't think it's that much, maybe 5 frames. But I'm just guessing though. Look at the benchmarks. I mean, there's tons of benchmarks on this game all over the internet. So, and of course, I mean, with this low spec computer, there's tons of other games you can play, like a bunch of indie games and older classic AAA games like Dishonored should play. BioShock should play. I think the first game of Metro, that one should play. I think. What else should play? Oh, Dying Light. Yeah, the Dying Light Part 1. That one should play. That one should play too. So. If you need ideas on video games, just go on YouTube and just do a search for low spec video games. You know, low spec PC games, or sometimes people call it potato games, but I really don't think so. I think it's usually people list it as low spec video games. You know, top 100 low spec video games. You know. Yeah, and you know, on Steam, you know, check out the free section. Steam has a section of free games, you know, and a lot of the free games are very low requirements. You know, it might not even require a video card, but you know, just integrated graphics. So yeah, oh look at that, CPU is at almost 100%. You saw that? Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. See, so the system RAM is staying at 1,800, and the system RAM is at 5,300. Yeah, so it's not climbing all the way to 7. So that is interesting. Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the other video cards that I benchmarked, it was a lot higher. Yeah, when all the other video cards that were stronger, the video card memory settled around like 3,100 or 3,400 megabytes, and system RAM always approached like 6,800. Whoa, 6,800 or over 7,000. But yeah, this game is pretty cool. This game engine that yeah, it's the game sees that the video card is only 2 megabytes, so the system RAM is only at 5,100. But it's not really affecting the frames per second or the millisecond graph. It's still in the 60s. And the millisecond graph is still nice at 16. And yeah, I don't see any stutters. I don't know, it's so strange. It's yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that is so strange. But that goes to show you, with the bigger video cards, you know, I guess maybe maybe if we play the game for like a couple more hours, maybe it'll start to stutter. But yeah, I mean, the very first, what, 15 minutes? Well, I got 20 minutes right now in the video, so yeah. Yeah, you can play it like this. I guess, worst comes to worst, if you see the stuttering, if it does stutter, if you're playing the game and it starts to stutter, I guess what you can do is, just exit out of the game and then go back into the game to get a fresh, so that'll clear the memory of the video card and the system RAM, right? Oh, and what else did I do for the? Okay, so we are offline. I turned the internet off, and I turned off the antivirus, and yeah, we really don't have anything running in the background. The only thing we're running in the background is MSI Afterburner. So, you know, that helps too. So, if you're running Windows in this situation, make sure you turn off all the background applications, turn off the Fender, turn off the internet. That way you have the best chance that the game will run okay. I mean, that's common sense, but I figure I remind you guys that. And yeah, this is at 1080p low, so I imagine you really shouldn't raise the 1080p any higher than this, because we're already at 2000 on the memory card, right? So yeah, I guess this game isn't really designed to go any higher than 1080p low, at least on this little video card. But yeah, this looks still pretty good at 1080p low. I mean, also it looks pretty good if you switch it down to 720p or one of those settings right below it. What are the settings I see there? Like 1680, 1440, 1400, 1368, and then 1280, which is 720, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think that's enough for the test. You can see, you see the ratings. Let me check the power supply again. Yep, 147. The power supply is at 147 watts. So yeah, this is kind of like a gaming laptop. Yeah, not bad, right? 147 watts at the power supply. Video card is only consuming, what right now is 15 watts? That's pretty impressive. Yeah, CPU is running at 92%. So yeah, this game, I think this is as far back as you can go then. You need something with 4 cores and 4 thread. At least this old. Okay, so yeah, so I'll finish up this test, and then I think that's enough NVIDIA cards. We did the 3056, then we dropped down to 1650, then we dropped down to 1050 Ti, and this is the 4th card, which is the 750 Ti. Yeah, and pretty much all the cards run kind of similar. But yeah, for power efficiency, yeah, the 750 Ti is very power efficient. And the very newest card, the 3056, that's pretty power efficient too. It does consume a little bit more power than this card, because I think I remembered it was around 25 watts. Yeah, it was about 25 watts. But that's not bad. It's just consumes a little bit more power than this one. And that's a pretty fast card. That's like a little bit faster than 1660. Okay. So I think in the map we're going northbound now. All right. So let me shut this down, and then we'll try different Yeah, let's try a Radeon card just for fun. I got a really old one. We'll try one of the HD video cards. You know, even though it's old, it should run this game pretty well because you know a lot of the old Radeon cards are optimized for this for GTA as well. So, all right. So I hope you like this benching and stay tuned for the next video. Just look it up on my channel. Bye.